Now we're live.
Okay, shall we begin?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can start now. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to AP Live Session 3. And my name is Sue, and I'm an AP Climate Project team member from Myanmar. And I'm also a master student of marine plastic abatement at the Asian Institute of Technology. And today we are going to talk about the plastic and the marine debris issue in Asia Pacific. And also I have invited two guest speakers who are Nan and Yu. Nan, could you please introduce yourself?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please let us know where you're watching from and feel free to comment down below. My name is Nan. I'm currently studying Master in Marine Plastic Abatement in AIT. And I also work simultaneously as an environmental consultant in one of the Japanese consulting company based in Bangkok. And I graduated from Mahidol University, majoring in chemistry and minoring in environmental science. It's my pleasure to be a part of this live session, and thank you so much for having me here. I'll do my best to share my experience with you guys.
Thank you, Nan. And Yu, could you please introduce yourself?
Okay, sure. Thank you, Sui. Good evening, guys. My name is Miu. I'm also a master's student of marine plastic abatement at AIT. Before taking this course, my most recent work experience was about doing business research at a private company. And apart from that, I'm currently working with my family to operate our own recycling center, which is located here in Bangkok. And today it's my honor to be part of this live session. And I'm so excited to share my views and knowledge with you guys. And I'm also a bit nervous because this is my first time doing this. So if there is anything that you would like to add or comment, please feel free to give us some feedback.
Could you please share with us why you chose this program as your master degree, Sui?
Okay, I will go first. When I was in university, and I have been participating in many environmental campaigns and advocacy activities, and this session has become my strong interest to build my better community. And also, like I was awarded the ASEAN Youth Eco Champion in 2019, and after getting this award, I realized that I need to do something better, not only for my country, but also for all regions. And also our program, the Marine Plastic Abatement Program, aims to train a new generation of environmental leaders who will help combat marine litter with advanced technology and the management practice. So I believe that program is very suitable with my interest, and I applied this program. How about you, Nan?
So I chose this program because back in undergrad school, I didn't have a chance to study in depth about environmental science because I have a degree in chemistry, right? So since I work in environmental consulting field, I'd like to have a better insight about the waste management and sustainability. And because waste is something we generate every day and we can't quite get away with it. So I'd like to find out how to better manage the waste and like how to make it more sustainable in our community using different approaches between scientific and social tools to tackle the problems. So here I am. And what about you, Miu?
Okay, for me, I decided to take this course because I'm interested in the circular economy, especially in waste management, since I have operated my own recycling center. And I can see the positive impact that I can create from my work, the recycling business. And also, I always aim to become one of the business leaders so that I can take some significant actions and contribute to promote sustainable communities. I also have my long-term goal to establish a recycle separation plant that has the potential to convert both municipal and industrial waste to value-added products. So I plan ahead to utilize some practical ideas, business models, and also technological knowledge obtained from the course. And as you guys might know that this program, MPA, is the cooperation between AIT and the Japanese government, which they kindly gave me a scholarship to support my goal. So obviously, it's like I have to take this opportunity to learn and apply some best practice to my business. Yeah. So, all right, I think this is the right time to begin our discussion on our topic. I know that our audience may come from different backgrounds. So, shall we start with a simple question like, what is the marine debris? So, can you please explain and give me like some examples?
Okay, Miu, thank you for the question. In my opinion, marine debris is also known as the marine litter, which are created by human activities. The marine debris include the fishing net, the fishing gear, the plastic, glass, metal, rubber, clothes, everything which are unnecessary for us, and it becomes the marine debris. And on the other hand, it also called the marine litter. And then I have question for Nan. And what have something you have done to tackle the marine debris issue through your master program?
Okay, so at the beginning of the course, we had a chance to visit Rayong province to do the coastal cleanup in Sanjan Beach. We were separated into groups and tried to pick up the trash in a designated area. And then we had to identify different types of trash. The trash collected is either from the tourist activities or from the ocean that gets carried by the waves or the wind current. And what we found were mainly cigarette butts, plastic straw, plastic spoon and fork, and also a lot of rubber bands. And when I was picking up the trash, whether it's straw or rubber band, I couldn't stop wondering, like, why is it end up here? To be honest, like, it was a sad reality that the trash doesn't end up in a trash can and is not properly managed. And so, however, I think it was a good hands-on experience for me to improve the coastal and ocean ecosystem. It's one way to make sure that none of the trash kills marine life or is toxic enough to disrupt marine life cycle. And I think a beach cleanup is an opportunity to gather the data about the current state of our coast and the types of trash that pollutes them. And also, it's one of the easiest way for us as an individual to help tackle the marine debris. So that's what I have done as a part of MPA students. Today, our discussion topic is about the plastic and marine debris issue in Asia Pacific. So I'm wondering how is marine debris issue is like in Asia Pacific region. Miu, can you please help me elaborate on this?
Yes, sure. I think first thing first, we have to look at the global data that the number of plastic waste that has ended up in the oceans is around 8 million tons a year. And can you believe that our Asia Pacific region alone contributes more than 80% out of the total? The first time that I saw this figure, honestly, I'm not that surprised because our region is the manufacturing base for like many companies, and there are growing numbers of population as well as urbanization. So the plastic production and consumption obviously continue increasing like over the years. And the situation is even worse, mainly due to the waste mismanagement, because many countries do not have proper infrastructures to facilitate the waste segregation, and that results in the collection efficiency is quite low. The majority of the marine debris then comes from two sources. First one is the land-based sources, such as landfills and illegal dumping, and the rest come from sea-based sources, such as fishing nets, just like Sui mentioned in the beginning, and the tourism activities as well. The mismanaged waste will go through like the waterways and eventually end up in the ocean.
Yes, I would like to add some issue which is happening in the Asia Pacific region, which is about the transboundary issue. And plastics are also transboundary issue in Asia Pacific region, which means that as marine plastic originating from one country can travel its way into the waters of another or in the high seas. It means that transboundary issue is one of the challenges in South Asia Pacific region.
Okay, so that's the situation we are encountering right now, and the transboundary issue that you just mentioned is also the factor that's difficult to control. I'm wondering, like, how about marine life? How do these problems affect them? Do you have?
Okay, I will answer this question. Everyone might know when we search in Google, thousands of sea turtles and other marine animals are killed every year due to the entanglement and the ingestion of the plastic. They eat the plastic mistaken with their food, and and then they trap in the plastic bag and they trap in the plastic bottle or something like that. And also another issue is the microplastic issue. The microplastics are contaminated in the marine ecosystem for the entire globe. And also like the plastic can block our waterway and drainage system, and also the coastal wetlands such as the mangrove. And also like it can destroy our ecosystem like the coral reef. And also like they also have a negative impact on tourism, as well as a social impact on the mentality of the people who are living in the plastic pollution area. Yes.
Can I add some more information based on what you just said? Yeah. The problem of the plastic ingestion by marine organisms is that the microplastic particles are quite small, that it can accumulate like along the food chain, like starting from plankton and then to smaller fish, and then move to larger fish, and eventually up to the top of the food chain and end up in the food and drink that we consume as human. According to the data that I found by the University of Newcastle, Australia, it suggests that we possibly consume 5 grams of plastic every week, or it's equivalent to the size of a credit card. This potentially results in harmful effects on like our human health in some extent. And do you think there are any other effects of microplastic that end up in the ocean?
Okay, first of all, let me share with you what is microplastic. So microplastic is a plastic particle that ranges from 5 millimeter to 1 micrometers in size, and there are 2 types of microplastic: primary microplastic and secondary microplastic. So primary microplastics are intentionally manufactured as a small plastic particles, and secondary microplastics are created via degradation from a larger plastic items. So when macroplastic or larger plastic items are exposed to sunlight or the ocean waves, it breaks down into microplastic.
All right. Can you please like give me some examples, maybe any products that we use in our daily lives?
Yeah, sure. So for the primary microplastic, it could be the microbeads that we use in the cosmetic products, such as like the facial scrub that we use on our face, or the microbeads in the toothpaste. For the secondary microplastic, it could be from fragmentation of plastic bottles, and or even the clothes that we're wearing that is made from synthetic fiber. The microfiber can come out when we wash in the washing machine. And since microplastic is so tiny in size, right? So the surface area is more than macroplastic. So microplastic has the potential to like bind with the toxic chemicals like heavy metals, and it becomes persistent in the environment. And with this capability to carry the toxic substances, and when it gets eaten by the marine animals, as you have mentioned earlier, Mew, the concerns become larger. So those toxic chemicals can end up in the food chain and eventually end up in our body. So Now that we have seen the effects of the microplastic, what do you think, Sway, in your opinion? Like, how can we engage the community to beat the marine plastic debris?
In my opinion, to engage the community, there should be law enforcement for the consumption and production of the plastic sector. And also like the consumption and production of plastic sector, they also need to understand the concept of the circular economy. On the other hand, there should be implementation and promotion of eco-school and eco-tourism. And also the most important thing, the basic needs are the human behavior changes. Such as follow the 3R and participating in the awareness and the education campaigns.
I couldn't agree more with what you just said, the law enforcement part.
So how about in Thailand?
So in Bangkok, there is a river cleanup activity hosted by a collaboration of many agencies such as Bangkok River Partners, Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, Eco Capital Forum, that is comprised of like foreign embassies in Bangkok and some other local business. This is a very good opportunity for the community member to engage in such activity to help remove the rubbish from the public spaces and the canals that might have a potential to end up in the Chao Phraya River and ultimately onto the beach in the Gulf of Thailand. So that is one way for us as an individual to help tackle marine plastic debris issue. What about you, Miu? Do you have anything to add on this?
Yeah, for sure. There is another interesting case which is really famous in my country, Thailand. It's under the concept of eco schools called Environmental Education Center, or in short we call EEC. The co-founder and CEO of the school is a Thai famous actor named Alex Rendell. And recently, he has just joined the United Nations Environmental Program, or UNEP, as the first national goodwill ambassador for Thailand. So far, I have seen that EEC, the Eco School, regularly hosts camps and activities for children. Also, his recent project is called God Pa God Thale, or in English, it means that to embrace our forests and seas, the ocean. So basically, the primary objective of the eco school is to raise environmental awareness among children. For me, this initiative is really inspiring because I believe that the kids who have joined the camps will be educated to understand the function and the interconnection between our human society and the natural environment. To raise awareness is something I believe that it's the most challenging task because it can shape or even change people's behavior. We have to accept that our behavior is one of the main causes of the environmental problems nowadays. Yes, and that's all of my opinions.
I would like to add a bit from the perspective of awareness and the eco school. I think it's really important to instill the issue of environment to the young children because like if you want to raise the awareness, like it should start with the kids because for adults, it's really hard to change them. Even for us, like if we don't really learn about the environment, it will be really hard for us to like realize what is going on. And also I have a recommendation to the stakeholder in Asia Pacific from my humble point of view. Sometimes we think that plastic waste is the problem of the consumer and we don't look at the whole picture. I think it's really important to share the responsibility between the plastic producer and the consumer. And there is a concept called extended producer responsibility, or EPR, which has been practiced in many countries, where the plastic producer, like the one who produced the plastic bottle, they should come up with a way to like collect the plastic bottles after the consumer has used it. And they could use the scheme like the deficit refund system or the practice of revending machine, where after you drink you can just put back into the revending machine, and that way that you can enhance the recyclability rate, And I think now we have come to our last part of our session, right?
Yeah.
So let's share experiences about our course. I guess many people might want to know, like, since the course is directly related with the marine plastic. So how do you like the marine plastic abatement course so far at AIT?
Okay, I will go first. And I have got many experience after joining this marine plastic abatement program, which makes me more confident as a youth leader. And also, like, I have learned modules about the marine ecosystem and the composition and the characterization of waste and identification and collection of marine plastic waste. And also, my favorite module so far is circular economy. Even though I'm not from the background of the economics, but I've got a concept about the green economy, so-called the circular economy, and also I'm trying my best to achieve my goal. How about you, man?
Okay, so far I really enjoy the program, although it's like very intense because it's a 1-year program. But I have learned, like, from the very basic about the waste characterization, and so far I really like the concept of circular economy, like you just mentioned. It's pretty new to me actually, and the professor is very knowledgeable and he promotes active learning. Also the flipped classroom, it's my first time experiencing flipped classroom, and I learned a lot of new things, like such as the green public procurement, things like green business, green jobs. And I find this course very interesting, although it's really hard to implement in real life because we're very used to the conventional way of, like, linear economy, What do you think, Miu?
Yeah, most of the part I agree with both of you, especially for the part of the circular economy, because it's quite practical and enhance my business perspective. The overall program provides us like comprehensive knowledge that we need to know in this field. And apart from that, apart from the typical lectures, I also enjoy doing group assignments and activities because I like to discuss and exchange some ideas with professors as well as my classmates. Even though we come from different backgrounds and even different countries, we all share like common interests. So I believe that we have learned a lot from each other as well.
Okay, before we make conclusion, we have a question and answer sessions, and let's see the comment. Is there any question?
Okay, let me see. There is hello from Bangladesh. Hi, everyone.
No more. I think this one.
It's reading, right? Yeah.
I have heard that microplastic already pollute our drinking water. Is it true? How do you think?
I think it's true. When the plastic bottle exposed to sunlight for a very long time, right, it has a high chance that the plastic bottle gets degraded and blend with the water. So there is a chance for the microplastic that we ingest from the water.
Yes. Is there any? So should we have to wait or end the live session?
Yeah, if you guys have questions, please feel free to drop them. Like we'll do our
anything, yeah.
We'll do our best to answer.
You can ask about our course as well. We can, yes.
Miu, what can I ask you something? Maybe you
Yes,
can share
sure.
some perspective. From the course so far, what have you changed as an individual after you attend this course?
Oh, that's tough, right? Yeah. Actually, I before taking this course, I also have like environmental awareness. But after I have joined this course for a few months, I also learned like even a bit more of the technical, and so I understand even more like which action that I take, what it means something, right? Like which way I have to go and what should I do, like try to do my best to achieve the sustainability. So something like that. I understand even more in the mechanism of it. Yeah. And what about you then?
Okay. After attending this course, I feel like I can learn more about the resource efficiency. It means that not only for plastic usage, but also for other things that I use every day, like electricity I can think before I do something. Yeah, before I do something.
Yeah.
About, I consider about with the resource efficiency. So I think this is the one of my sustainable practice. Yeah, to protect our planet.
Yeah, because like the resource we use, it affects us like in many ways. And for me, I also have some. So I learned about the 3 Rs, right? Reduce, reuse, recycle of plastic. So far, I try to reduce the amount of waste I generated. Before I tried to do it also, but like it's not as serious as nowadays where I carry my own plastic bottle, my own reusable cup,
Yes.
or the reusable food containers. I mean, it's a little action that you can do as an individual to help reduce the plastic waste, because as you may have already known, in Thailand we don't have a very good waste management system. So the best we can do as an individuals is that like we try to reduce the waste as much as we can.
We can understand question. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think can be the major consequence to the planet a few years from now if major changes and policy don't take place?
Obviously, the waste pollution will like keep growing up like over the years, just like the previous years, and also the marine life also affect this because of this. As you can see that this recent year, I have seen like many news about the marine life that ingest a lot of macroplastics like entanglement and also clog in their digestive system, right? Yeah.
And also if we don't change with the policies and whatever we can, I'm sure that the number of microplastic will be more than the amount of the fish we have in the sea.
By 2050.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a serious issue that we really have to think through. Like it's not something,
Yeah, cannot predict what will happen.
Yeah.
Something worse will happen if we don't take action now.
Yeah, there is another question. What kind of another microplastics do we find in our environment?
What kind of another microplastic? Also, like microplastic can find not only on land, in sea, but also in our atmosphere.
Yeah.
It means that when we use, for example, in my country, Myanmar, we don't have any systematic landfill and incinerator. So we use the open dam site and improper dam site. So we still use the open burning. From open burning produce the microplastic, and also the microplastic can get into our atmosphere. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So when there is open burning, the microplastic end up in the air and it gets carried by the wind current.
Yes.
And then it ends up
just breathing.
Another question is, I have ever seen that single-use coffee capsule now became serious issue in marine debris and marine waste. How's your opinion on coffee capsule, which became major contributor of waste in sea? The one the one our professor mentioned, right? That
in my opinion, I think this one is quite like new innovation. It's not really, the data that we have so far. The main pollutants in the ocean is mostly are those plastic bags and those food and drink containers. But for specific products like single-use coffee capsule, I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah, and as far as I know, it's not something recyclable.
Yes.
Yeah. So it might be a good way that some company, if they can come up with like the reusable or recyclable coffee capsule. Yeah, that would be really.
They should have the EPR system.
Oh
yeah. For
to take back, right?
Mentioned. If they want to produce such kind of coffee capsule, they have to take the EPR system, right? Yeah. Another one is, what is your opinion on the influence of the marine debris issue to marine life extinction? How serious it become?
Marine life
Extinction. Yeah. As I said, like many thousands of marine turtles and the marine animals are killed due to the plastic pollution due to marine debris. So.
I'm not sure about extinction though. Like I'm not an expert on this, so I can't say much.
But they are dying day by every day.
Yeah.
So,
I think it takes time.
Yeah. If we cannot stop right now, the extinction of marine animals were getting worse.
Yeah. And there is no one solution to help tackle this. Like from the 3 R's, like it's not just about the 3 R's, like reduce, reuse, recycle. It's about also other aspects, like maybe the law enforcement that you mentioned. Like I think everything, like every different dimension of the solution has to incorporate together to help tackle this issue.
Okay, I think we need to stop. Okay, shall we stop our live session? Okay.
Do you guys have more questions?
Comment.
Or comments?
No more.
Thank you so much for asking how to swim. How are you? How are you all? How are we? We're good.
Which one?
New comment.
New comment. Please feel free to ask.
Yeah. Feel free, guys. The school is pretty intense. Like it's a 1-year program, and it's like class every day.
And we have like exam every month and assignments every week, something like that.
Very intensive.
Yeah.
And also we have got many experience.
How has the COVID situation impacted your learning?
I think so far okay.
Yeah, it's okay. For Thai student, it's okay. But for international student, they can't come here. Only, I think now they're starting to come to Thailand, but maybe next semester they will all come, I guess.
Yeah, our friends will not send us stay in their own home country. They cannot come yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to.
So they study like online via Zoom. Yeah.
How do you think about ocean acidification?
Wow,
this one is
pretty cool.
Yeah, in my opinion, the marine debris, microplastic is one of the microplastics are also contaminated in our ocean. Yeah.
And
you have to talk about the toxic, right? The toxic.
Toxic.
Yeah.
They degrade and there are so many chemical toxic.
I think if the pH reduces, I think the degradation of plastic is higher. The degradation rate of macroplastic to microplastic is higher. So there will be more microplastic. And first of all, I want to mention about like how ocean acidification is occurred. So if the if the global temperature is increased by the carbon dioxide that we create. So if more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and the ocean, the surface ocean can absorb carbon dioxide, and that it turns into ocean acidification. So yeah, just want to touch a little bit on that.
How COVID-19 situation had embedded Asian in marine protection and a fourth in decade marine pollution issue. Right now, the single-use, the disposable masks, right? This is one of the issue of the COVID-19, and it pollutes our marine life. And also another thing is, during COVID-19, we use a lot of single-use plastic than before, because during the lockdown period, we
Do the food delivery, right?
food delivery, yeah. And okay.
Yeah.
So
Food
the
delivery
food,
is a
food,
big
food
thing in
packaging,
Thailand.
yeah, so food packaging and the facial masks are like pollute like even more than before.
Yeah, and with the mismanaged waste,
Yes.
it's getting worse. Like, I'm sure the plastic waste will contribute more to the issue.
And I think it's still debating, right? Whether how to manage those facial masks waste, because we do not want to reuse it again or like recycle it again because it's infected. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still like debating now, and
the answer are from like the perspective of like a very like we're not a, like a medical, like we're not expert on this. Like we try our best to answer.
yes.
I heard that.
That ocean acidification can cause coral bleaching also, while any marine debris cause the same. I'm not sure about that question.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think the microplastic can do something to the corals because it's very small in size.
Yes.
So probably it can get stuck inside the corals. Yeah, but I'm not sure about coral bleaching.
What are some ways we can practice?
What are some ways we can practice sustainable consumption to reduce the waste that contribute to this problem? The basic need is the behavior changes, and we should follow the 3R, and we should use the eco-friendly product instead of the other product. And also we should support the local. And is there any other idea? And also we should promote, eco school and eco-tourism. Yeah, as I said before.
I think as an individual unit, I think you should begin with 3Rs first, like reduce, reuse, and recycle. But for like the other ways, like do something like wastewater treatment or something like that, is quite sophisticated. Yeah.
What are some examples?
So far.
What are some examples you have done so far? You have
okay. Our classmate.
Hi,
Albert. For example, like I'm trying to follow the 3R right now, and not only for plastic usage but also for the resource consumption. I'm trying to reduce as much as I can, but I'm not the activist right now, but I'm trying to reduce as much as I can. Yeah.
Okay, for me, I try to reduce plastic consumption as much as I can. I try to replace my, toothbrush and toothpaste with the more eco-friendly ones. But to be honest, like again,
like what? Like the
like
wooden one, the one that is from wood.
Yeah, but to be honest, sometimes I cannot, I cannot really do that like every day because the facilities and it's not convenient for me to like live like plastic free. So the thing is we have to after we use the plastic, we have to put it in the right place, like to segregate it and put it to the proper system, something like that, so that it will not end up in the waterways. Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
What can young people do to support solving plastic pollution?
I think like what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
activities that you guys are
Yeah, we need to advocate the young people. Yeah, and then also like build the own community.
doing. Create a platform.
Yeah, create a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we are doing right now.
And to spread the word as well, I think.
Raise our voice.
Create impact. Yeah.
Yes.
Because raising awareness, just like I said, is like the most challenging task of all.
Yeah.
We don't really want to change our behavior anyway. What are your next plan or projects?
In this month. Actually, we also want to participate in such kind of organization in the future if we have chance. After our graduation, if we have chance, we also want to participate more, and we also want to raise our voice more. Do you know any marine debris regulation in Asia Pacific?
Maybe the plastic ban.
Plastic bag, yeah.
The ban of plastic bag.
Sorry.
The ban of the plastic bag.
Yeah, the ban of the plastic.
Yeah, I mean the single-use plastic bag. Yeah.
Yes. And also in Thailand, the 7-Eleven, Busy, they don't provide the plastic bag anymore. Actually, this is not the law. It's not regulation, but how can I say?
It's like combined between voluntary, like it's in the middle between voluntary and regulation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you guys have any more questions?
As youth leader for environmental welfare, what is your advice for your fellow youth and community on how can we individually take action to combat this issue? Yeah, I think we should make more platform for the youth, and then I think youth is one of the important role to beat the plastic pollution in our community, and so youth is also very important. So youth like us, we are future leaders. So that's why we are joining this program, our master program. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we also mention on the eco schools.
Yes.
Start
from kids. Yeah, we need to change their behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, kids is the easiest way to
something. Yeah, sure.
Like for old people, they don't want to change anymore. Right?
They're not getting used to it. Yeah.
What are some ways our governments and institutions can provide such platform for youth? I think for the government, they encourage more to the youth, and
I think they also create create some program in school, like to raise awareness, like for students to segregate waste according to the plastic types, 1 to 7 and others, something like that.
And I think the best thing they can do is to not just educate the youth, but like to better provide the infrastructure for the citizens. Like starting from the small school, it can be a good way, like to start from an institutions or small agencies, like not like don't think about start the whole country, but like try to implement like the better facilities for us to like segregate the waste and so that it end up in a proper place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time to stop our live session.
Oh.
Before we stop the live session, today we are meeting with our future leader of Asia Pacific and hope our audience will get something new from us. As a conclusion, we all have our responsibility to beat marine debris, which is happening in all over the world. And also everyone can be a leader to beat marine debris. And so let me stop our discussion here. And thank you very much, Nan and Liu, for being guest speaker of our AP Climate live session.
Thank you for
Thank you for having us. Yay. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.